Here we are.
Welcome, everybody, to In the Buff. We got Chris here.
Cody. I jumped ahead.
He did jump ahead. In front of John, that's me.
I'm Scott, and I don't like your energy.
You don't like my energy.
This is the fakest I've ever seen you.
It's definitely a kind of energy.
It's pretty fake. I'm just gonna keep getting closer to
my
the microphone.
God.
Perhaps
Because it's in the buff.
It is in the buff,
We're here naked.
and it's quite chilly.
It is.
because the heat's off.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
it's too loud.
It was 71 degrees in my house when I turned off the fucking heat.
Really?
You know, bad insulation.
Feels hotter.
I'm so proud of you.
Good insulation?
We're also sitting here in some funky lights.
Yeah.
We are, Cody. You want to explain that, bud?
Sure. So we just got done with our D&D session, and these guys finally made it to the astral plane.
Finally.
And
No help from Reese.
so my main I want the astral plane in my setting to be like weird and very distinct and unique. And so I really wanted to not necessarily throw away all of the established canon for what the astral plane is like, but I definitely wanted to put my own spin on it. Definitely didn't want to rely too heavily on like your generic fantasy tropes of the astral plane or D&D in particular. So my main inspirations for the astral plane were synthwave music and the cyberpunk genre. And so I devised this little bit where I was going to swap out all of the light bulbs in John's living room for LED color-changing light bulbs, so that when they finally got to the Astral Sea and went through the portal, I would change all of the light bulb colors to like cycling through different psychedelic.
He said was going
Look
to.
at what it's doing to the turtle.
Oh, that's pretty.
He said was going to. He did do this.
And then he's like, they finally made it to the Astral Sea. Like,
How long ago did you do this?
Well, so that was the thing.
give me an exact date.
I thought you guys were going to get there a lot quicker, and so I switched out the light bulbs 4 weeks ago.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, okay, well, maybe they don't get it this week, but maybe the week after. No big deal. The light bulbs can just be normal white lights. Problem is, they're much dimmer than John's regular bulbs.
And I noticed it immediately.
Everybody immediately noticed when I switched them out.
And nobody blamed Cody for it, because why would we?
Yeah.
We're like, God dang it, John bought shitty-ass light bulbs again.
Well, and I'm sitting there. You guys immediately call it out, and I'm like, "It seems fine to me. They've always felt a little dim."
Oh, man, wait. Chris, do you think it might have... Were you thinking that they were dim because you almost murdered yourself?
Yes.
With that outlet?
Yes.
With the one that we noticed?
So I was just like,
Oh.
I
What's
did.
this? What's this story?
So I came over to John's here to take down some very retro wood paneling.
Mhm.
All of it but one wall.
Yes.
But
It's
this
a
was
nice
months
accent wall.
ago.
I was gonna say, that was a summer project that we had.
True.
That was like July, August.
But
July, August.
It might have been early
I
August.
was taking off some old paint with a paint scraper, and I got
You could say he was just chipping away at it.
Great.
and I got stuck, and then I was unstuck.
What's the joke?
But it came down, and the socket was pulled out a bit, so I
Mhm.
hit it, and there was a huge, massive spark,
Yeah.
and
It melted a little bit of the scraper.
Yeah, and I'm glad I wasn't touching the metal bit, because that would have been really bad.
Oh, you would have been fine.
Yeah, it wouldn't. It's not enough volts.
Probably not enough volts.
You don't worry too much about the volts. You really
the
need to
amps.
worry about the amps.
There's a difference.
Amperage. It's like a wave. Volts are the size of the wave. Amperage is the number of the wave, or is it the other way around?
Amperage is how much electricity is moving. Voltage is how fast it's going, or basically how hard it's getting pushed.
Yeah.
Plus, amps are big and heavy, and if they fall on you, you'll get
Yeah,
crushed.
that's really dangerous. We saw Back to the Future what happened to that. amp.
Yeah.
His brain was liquefied.
So I had this little bit planned, and had a little animation prepared, and some music, and some lighting, and maybe some mirror shades and little. So it was a fun time.
He edited up a little. You know what? Let's fucking play it right now
Okay.
in the podcast. Here it is. He edited that up. You cut it in.
Yeah.
He edited that up and played it on the TV in the living room while changing the lights and did a whole little intro.
This man came in here like he was selling a multi-million-dollar business to some executives,
Like it was Shark Tank.
Yeah.
and then he threw on the
man.
most fucking Ready
I'm
Player
out.
One glasses I've ever seen. And
He's
he's like,
that guy who played in
he's like,
in
"Welcome to the
Ready Player
Thunderdome."
One.
The main guy?
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you.
It's like
Every time I hear his name, I think it's an acronym for something.
Is it Timothy?
No.
No.
it's
He's in Whiplash.
yeah, he was all no he wasn't.
What?
That was a different guy.
Was it a different guy?
Yeah, unless you're thinking of a different guy. Because the guy in Whiplash is Miles Teller. And
wait.
the guy in Ready Player One was
Was that
Cyclops in the new X-Men
Oh,
trilogy.
that was a different guy, wasn't it?
Ooh,
Yeah.
They have similar lips.
He has very big lips.
Yeah.
Like
Ty
real just flop.
Sheridan?
That's the one. Ty
That's not
Sheridan.
even who I'm thinking of. Who
Oh,
the fuck
but-
am I thinking of?
I don't know.
And yet that is the guy in Ready
Yes.
Player One.
Okay.
He looks like he should be the Red Ranger.
Well,
Did it.
He just looks like he belongs in a Power Ranger
All right,
show.
great. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Like, comment, subscribe. So,
Oh.
do we got any comments?
I'll look right now.
It was pretty
Monty
sparse.
left one. MT's in Arizona waiting for you, John.
Huh?
MT is in Arizona.
Who the fuck is it? Oh, that reminds me. I was actually gonna open it with this. Turns out, they just needed my soch.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Also, I am broke,
Right.
and so is the channel now.
Right.
Oh.
Oh, they got
They've taken quite a bit.
Joke's on them, you know.
It wasn't
Yeah.
much.
Not much to get. We spent it all on mic covers, like I said before.
I sold the mic covers.
Okay. Well,
I was wondering.
well, they
why,
last
man.
pretty long, the ones we're using.
Yeah. The cover we're using now is a sock. If you guys haven't noticed,
Mm.
Oh. I hadn't noticed.
What do we
don't
got
touch
here?
it.
Let's look. Type. Welcome to Arizona, dear gentlemen. The lair of famous, great, and always on mark. That's Monty there. Here's a good one.
Oh,
I have Celestial Mirror, Saturn Sigil, Crest, and Spear,
Great.
but it says not ready to upgrade yet. What am I missing?
okay. Before we answer that one though, Cody, El Kazel said, "Great vid on the Albed Primers guide."
Oh, did he?
Ooh,
Or
she.
Okay.
I just always default to men on the internet.
It's 'cause you're sexist.
It is. I do. I do.
Yeah. Yeah, uh-huh.
Excuse me. I don't know what came over me.
You do have a specific type of man that you cater to.
In more than one way.
Ah.
Oh, wow.
I got you, bud. I helped save that, right?
Oh, look. He said, great video. Let me go ahead and just like that.
Okay, so let me refresh. All right.
Okay. Well,
Unliked.
I hear we like segways in this house.
Yeah, we do.
What?
Do you know that the president of Segway drove one off a cliff and died?
I
did say
Monsterquest.
Well, hold on. Before we go into Monsterquest,
Monsterquest as well.
is that your talking corner today?
Yeah.
All right, back up a second. I want to talk about a different video game first.
It's Chris's.
I think,
Video
Corner.
game?
yeah, I think Skyrim is actually secretly a good game
Fuck you.
because there's one aspect of Skyrim that blew me away that I've not known about for the last
Dude,
11
I was
years.
on the call when he discovered this.
No.
And it blew.
You weren't in the call when I discovered this, but you were the first person I got to talk to about this.
Okay.
I feel
And then I
betrayed.
actually dug in and started looking this up a little bit. I do not believe this was in the base game, but everything else tells me otherwise. I just replayed and finished the Thieves Guild,
Mm-hmm.
and I found a book that was on the table
Yeah.
that had all these little markings
Oh
and
my
all the
gosh,
details of the
John.
marks.
Yeah.
And I have never seen these marks
The shadow
in the 11
marks.
years that I've played the game.
Yes. That's been there the entire time.
It's like the
I disagree.
hobo
You're
code.
not right.
I,
It's exactly that. But okay, stay quiet. They're gonna eat you on this too. But here's the
Take
thing:
him out, maybe.
he didn't know about him either.
I didn't. I never joined them anyway.
That blows my mind.
Yeah.
I think that's so awesome. That's so cool. That's
When
so
I played
good.
Fallout 4, they do the same thing, and I'm like,
Excuse me.
like Skyrim.
I
That's
didn't-
what happened.
I didn't play enough of Fallout 4.
Like there's, I think it's Deacon.
Is it the railroad?
Yeah.
That's what I figured.
From the railroad.
Yeah,
Like
he has like
straight up leaves messages for you, and like there's one I remember. He leaves one that says it's like the freshwater symbol, and it's just a
Mhm.
bunch of fresh water in a toilet.
Yeah.
See, for me, when I first discovered this, I just ran around and found the book. I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. And I'm like, wow, why have I never seen this before? Maybe this is something they added in like the 89th version of the game they made. And then I'm like, okay. And then like I walk out, I go out of the sewers and I turn around and I fucking close the secret passage in the graveyard. And I'm like, oh, there's the Thieves Guild symbol.
Yep.
And then I walk out and I look back. I'm like, oh, there's 2 more of it. I'm like, oh, that's so cute.
Man.
And then like I just leave it alone. I go away from this for a while. And then I'm in Windhelm doing the murder mystery quest.
Yeah.
And as soon as like I come out of the murder house, where all the blood trails are, I look up above the door across the street from it, and I'm like, yo, this is fucking protected by the guild? Hold on a minute. And then I just started seeing them everywhere once I actually started looking
once
for
you know
them.
what you know to look for them, they're everywhere.
And I'm like, wow, that's incredible.
And that's a good game to you?
And to me, that's fantastic. That's
Tiny
incredible.
details, little tiny
I
details.
love that so much.
Oh, I'm so glad they filled their world with little tiny details like that. I'm so happy.
He is.
Make
I
the
am-
fucking magic work then. Huh?
I think that is the magic.
How about you don't make it so I have to be level fucking 70 to have an okay magic build?
You
But I
don't have to be
digress.
level 70 to break the microphone, my guy.
Hey, they love it when I yell.
Who?
Segways.
Yes,
Conster
Yeah,
Mess.
tell me about this Monster Hunter.
dude.
What is this?
You've never heard of Monster
Does
Quest?
it
Monster
does
Quest
it
was
also have a
amazing.
Thieves Guild?
Maybe.
It was a reality TV show founded in 2007, right? That played on the History Channel, and it followed these.
Tracks.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Standard programs for
Yeah.
the History
I
Channel.
was only watching MTV at 2007.
Each episode explored like a different
Yeah.
cryptid or like a strange animal unknown to science, right?
Mhm.
That people say like, oh, like we saw a wolf man while we were driving home one night, and we are like, oh my god!
It's
and
the
we
Beast of
reported
Bray
it.
Road that you're thinking of. The Beast of Bray Road.
And so these people would, these quote unquote scientists would go out and like, talk to witnesses, and they did like reenactments of what had happened.
So good.
Dude! And, would like stake out the beast and like would try to call them in or whatever for like Bigfoot and different things. And
Never worked.
it never did. Never worked whatsoever.
Sounds about right.
But I, growing up, loved this show so much. And I wanted to talk about a little bit about
I'm in the same boat. I loved that show.
Well, I'd appreciate it if you talk about it some more because I have no experience with this show, but I think I'd like to learn more.
Oh, wow.
Dripping with sarcasm.
Just sodden.
I will
With
push back
anticipation.
on the statement I said earlier and that you agreed with.
Oh, yeah.
It did work one time. They went looking for big alligators and big crocodiles, and they found them.
Oh yeah. One of them
In fact,
found it.
they found a fucking huge alligator in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and they even filmed it. You can probably look it up somewhere, but it's big.
Was the crocodile hunter riding it?
No,
This is 2007. He was already dead, John. Show some damn
Wait,
respect.
was that- did he die before 2007?
06, I think.
Was
I
it
have no
really?
idea.
I thought it was 08.
either way, they also found a big crocodile, and it was massive. And they filmed that one too. It didn't look as big because
Where was it?
In I don't know, India or something. Where
Okay. Wherever crocodiles
are.
Yeah.
Crocodiles.
But it was harder to gauge how big that one was because it was kind of farther away and just like on a beach,
Mm-hmm.
and it slid into the water when they got close. And that I remember as a kid being like, "I'm on the water right now," and that guy just got in the water.
Oh, dude.
I would be so terrified.
Oh, they're just all down there.
Yeah,
Just
Just
like,
waiting.
just thinking about a normal alligator or crocodile, getting in the water with it, knowing that, oh, it can grab my leg and do a death roll.
This
You think you
and
could
just
wrestle
be-
one? You think you?
No,
This
hell
is-
no.
This is giving me the vibes of that really popular video that surfaced a while back of like the guy that's trying to swim to shore and his buddy's like motivating him, and then he just fucking drops the elbow from the top rope on the alligator.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You haven't seen this?
No.
It's like a short video. It's like 7 seconds long.
Monster Quest.
I've got to say, on the topic of alligators and crocodiles, there was a point, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show Swamp People, also available on the
Yes.
History Channel.
Isn't that a character from DC Comics?
That is Swamp Thing. You're thinking
No,
of.
you're thinking of Ben Grimm.
No, you're thinking of the Incredible Hulk.
No, you're thinking of the Incredible Bulk, the bad CG movie.
You're thinking of the infallible Kronk from Dexter's Laboratory.
Oh my god!
I did love
that
the
was
Infallible
such a
Kronk.
pull.
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
My favorite character from that was Val Halen, though.
The Thor.
He was Van Halen. He was Van Halen Thor.
Yeah.
Val Halen.
Yep.
It's such a good pun.
Yep. And then there was also Major Glory.
Yeah.
Captain America. I always thought he looked like. What did he look like? I don't remember.
He looked like he was a character off of Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah, I could see that.
Sure. His little weird tassels made me think of something, and I don't remember what now. Not tassels. He had little wings on his.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Anyway,
Like the Flash.
Sure.
there was a point my freshman year of college where I just for whatever reason was completely fatigued by everything in my life, and so I just went into my dorm lounge, sat in a chair, and watched Swamp People for 8 hours straight.
Is this the? No, that's Duck Dynasty.
Is that
I'm
how you
thinking.
unwind?
No, it has this.
Yeah, it was how I decompressed.
My favorite
respect
character. My favorite person on that show is like the really Cajun guy.
Oh, the guy we talk like this. You can't really. They got
Yeah.
put on rub down
Yeah.
because you don't know what he's
Love
saying.
that guy.
He goes
Shrimp
out there,
sandwich.
goes out there, fights crocodiles. Now down there in Bayou,
Shrimp po' boy.
Gonna grill up some of them crocodiles.
He sounds
Yeah.
like the dude. He sounds like the guy for the Water Boy. He just have no fucking clue what he's saying.
Yep. Oh, he was great.
Yeah. Is that show still on?
I hope.
Well,
Ice Road Truckers. No.
Don't
The
talk
Yukon.
about Ice Road
The
Truckers.
Yukon
Gold Rush.
Gold Rush. That was a. Why did I watch that show?
You
Is what I got from every time I watched that episode. An episode of that show.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It was like, well, I wasted my time.
Yeah. Apparently they didn't. Sometimes they did.
Sometimes they did. Sometimes they made enough gold.
Yeah.
why was it on the History Channel?
This,
That is the perennial question,
Yeah.
isn't it?
You can, at the very least, with Monster Quest, make the argument because they do talk about like the history of sightings, and they're like, oh, the legends in the area, that kind of thing.
It's just all recent history.
Sure. Right now, what I just said is history.
Yeah. You think that's how they did it at the pitch meeting?
I don't think I'm okay.
With
I
the
think
lights.
these lights are fucking me right now.
Oh dear.
Here's the thing, okay? I think it just went through my head. We're not talking about Monster Hunter.
the game, Monster Hunter. We were talking about the History Channel.
So
It just kind of clicked.
the creator of the show in 2010 when
This
it was
fucking guy.
when it was canceled
Oh no.
did
No.
it only lasted 4 seasons, 68 episodes. We were one away from greatness.
Damn
Felt
it.
longer.
You never watched it, you said.
The show was canceled, so shows like Skinwalker Ranch could be on History Channel today.
Monster
Yeah.
Quest walked so that Skinwalker Ranch could run.
Yes.
Well, so like
For
he
3 seasons.
the creator
So
of the
far.
show said
Oh, did it get a third season?
Yeah.
in an interview, the official end of Monster Quest did not happen because of any lack of topics or for lack of viewers. The network has decided to go another direction to assure their future as a powerful force in television.
Ancient Aliens.
And
Give it 5 years and they're going to have their own Netflix show.
who?
Monster Quest.
I'm going to disagree.
Well,
it's been 12 years.
It's been 12
Yeah, give it
years.
5 more years.
Oh yeah.
17 years
Well,
is the magic number.
A lot of shows kind of tried to fill that niche is the thing. So, like, there was, like, specifically Bigfoot hunters
Finding Bigfoot,
finding Bigfoot,
ghost hunters.
ghost hunters,
I'm gonna throw those in there. Yeah.
and then Ghost Hunters International spun off of that.
Paranormal home inspectors.
Yeah.
There's Ghost with Zach Baggins, Ghost Crusade or something like that. I don't know. Zach Baggins. I wish I could strangle him. I wish I could strangle Zach Baggins right now.
So, what do you think is the... Well, we talked about true crime, and, like, what about it makes people so obsessed with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like there is a market for these mystery shows about cryptozoology or aliens or
Why
ghosts,
are people
the paranormal?
interested?
Why
Yeah.
do people? Why? Yeah. I think it's just fun.
I'll say it is fun.
Thank you for agreeing with me.
I think it's a little bit asking me this
Yeah.
question is a little bit dangerous
Okay.
because my head's starting to go down my whole
Excuse me.
my head's
Whoa.
starting to go down my entire like why people believe the earth is flat. Why is there religion?
Oh, yeah.
rabbit
Why?
hole. And I think it's because people are often afraid that the world is mundane enough to understand, which it is.
Mm.
And that frightens people because I think they've sold themselves this lie that
There has to be more.
and just it's important. Whatever's happening right now is something that I don't get. And there's something above me that I don't understand. And it can't be as simple as we're a ball of mud floating through nothing.
It kind of reminds me of an explanation for why people think things like the Illuminati or the Deep State exist, which, spoiler alert, they do. But I think a lot of people subconsciously just want to believe that somebody's in charge, even if it's evil people.
Yeah.
They have some sort of comfort that there is somebody running the show, and it's all not just random actions perpetrated by capricious people.
If I'm in the back seat, I'd rather have motherfucking Dick Cheney on the wheel than no one.
Okay.
Fair enough, yeah. And that's why people like Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, well, hang on.
Because of Dick Cheney?
Because
Yeah,
Dick
Dick
Cheney is driving my car.
Yes. I think that's probably
Okay.
why. It fits the niche in my head where, like, I think it's like a symptom of the same problem people have, where they latch onto these bigger than life things like, oh, Bigfoot could be real. You can't prove it. Show me the proof he isn't there. And I'm like, I can't. Do you want me to show you every single bit of acreage right now? I can't do it. And then even if I did, they'd be like, well, what about underground caves?
Oh.
And then I'd be like,
Groundfoot.
I'm going to walk away. Groundfoot, yes. Is it Bigfoot?
He's not Treefoot. What the fuck?
No, we've done that before.
We've already talked. Oh, god damn it, we're reaching a singularity
Yeah,
again.
Here it is.
Eventually, it's just going to be us talking about the last 10 seconds of the podcast
Yeah,
that we just
yeah.
recorded.
Oh,
I'm into that. I also like the idea that it'll just be us all at once talking about the last 10 seconds of us all talking at once.
And
Yeah.
it's become so unified that we're all just
Saying
in
the
fucking
exact same
chorus
words.
together.
Like,
Yeah.
that's something that would happen in Welcome to Night Vale.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's great. What else about it, huh? Is that your whole corner?
Yeah. For the first time ever, I think we've only been able to ramble about 10 minutes.
I can talk about one of my favorite episodes,
Yeah.
but this is your corner.
Yeah. This is your
This is
corner.
fair.
We don't need such a rigid format where one person is just
Yeah.
preaching to the other three.
Yeah.
I've brought it up. I've talked a bit. I've brought up things about it.
We've desperately
So-
tried to derail it,
yeah.
and it looks like
Uh,
we keep pulling back around.
So what is your favorite episode of it?
I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's
Okay.
it's the episode that I get when I was a kid. I got the maddest about, where they wanted. I don't even remember
It's
the
probably
name.
his favorite.
I don't remember the name of the monster. It was in like the Bayou area. I'm not even sure if it was Louisiana, but big lizard people,
Oh.
big lizard
Okay.
people in the swamps, and this
I think I remember this episode.
fucking redneck woman is just like, them big lizard people, look at what they done to my car. And she points at her shitty, rusted, like, minivan, and it's like, look at what they done to the hood of my car. And it's all, like, frayed, like it's been rusted.
Yeah.
And she's like, they just lie. I watched them do it. They walked in here, they started clawing and biting at the hood of my car. Look at it. Look, it looks like teeth and claw marks. I wonder if insurance will cover that. And I'm just like, my car looks like this.
Mm-hmm.
My car that we drive looks like this, you old bitch.
Do you think maybe there are lizard people eating your car as well?
No, because in Ohio, the only cryptids we have are the Grassman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Grassman?
Ohio Grassman.
The Ohio Grassman.
Grassman.
And the Loveland Frogman.
Oh,
Tell me
yep.
about
Yep.
Tell me about this Grassman.
He sells you weed.
Oh, I know that Grassman.
Yeah. But he's also a 9-foot tall fucking ape.
Yeah.
Just another Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was still just
Only
tripping.
He makes little thatch houses for him to live in.
He makes what kind of house?
Thatch.
What the fuck is a thatch house?
So a thatch
It's like a hobbit lives in.
is a layer of grass. The lawn naturally does that as grass dies and you make layer. They actually make machines so you can go over your lawn and dethatch it. I don't know fucking why, but that's what that is.
Does the Grassman have one of those machines?
Yeah.
So that he can
He
make
does.
his house?
He actually
No, he's
does.
Amish, and those came out
gotcha.
after.
Amish.
He just has a scythe.
Yes, he has a scythe.
But Ohio, speaking of Ohio, we live in Ohio, guys. There's a lot of memes going around about Ohio about how fucking crazy it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I see like memes of, like, there's a video of it's like a response to all the memes I've been seeing. Or a kid's like, pray for me, everybody. Like, the caption is, pray for me, everybody. And it's just a guy walking past a welcome to Ohio sign and, like, pats it. But Ohio, from believers, because we are, this is my corner, I guess.
Oh.
This is just what's happening.
Take control, Chris.
Because of, like, believers in this kind of bullshit of supernatural stuff, believe that Ohio, because it's between a lot of rivers, and rivers are supernaturally powerful.
That's true.
For some reason.
Well, running water grounds out magic.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Also, vampires can't cross it.
That's true.
Because
I've never seen a vampire in the Miami Valley.
It's I haven't either.
Oh shit!
I actually have.
Can't get here.
I have seen
fuck!
They
I
must
have
have
seen-
flown.
He flew.
There's also bridges.
Also true. Although depending on the canon, vampires can't even go over running water.
We'll
or
go
maybe
with the
I saw that
2008 Hugh Jackman vehicle,
Van Helsing.
Van Helsing, for the
Ah,
canon.
okay.
That'll establish the canon.
So they can go over water, but they can't go through it.
Sure,
Okay.
I guess.
And they also can't cast spells.
I've never.
Right.
But Dracula was also very powerful in that movie, so maybe he could.
Wait, I think this also was an episode of Monster Quest.
Will they
Dracula,
look for Dracula?
or Van Helsing?
Maybe.
Hey,
Maybe
you
it was-
circled it back.
I do think I remember that episode where they talked about
Just us talking about the last 10 minutes of the podcast. At what point is it a singularity, and what point is it just a
I
callback?
don't know.
No.
But point is, like, Ohio is some sort of convergence of lots of ley lines or some shit that apparently rivers matter in that equation, and they burble up supernatural energy. So believers say that is the reason that Ohio in particular, which it really does, has just a shitload of fucked up cryptid shit.
Really?
Yeah, there are so many. The indescribable Octoman is from Ohio. Some fucker
the
just made it
fuck?
up. Some guy made up a totally describable Octoman and said it was the undescribable Octoman.
What's an Octoman?
It was just a guy who came out of the water.
Okay, calm
Like
down.
Like a mind
You need
So
some
wait.
milk?
Sorry, I get hot about these
Did it-
fuckers talking
Did
about
it have?
Octoman.
Did it have an octopus for a head?
No, it was just a guy coming out of the water.
Where the fuck did the octo come from?
So wait, hold on.
I don't know.
Is that why, at least they say, we have so many mounds?
I don't know. Maybe
In our area?
Sure. Are mounds weird?
We are
Mounds
so
are
hilly.
real. They're filled with
No,
dead
I mean
people.
like the. There you go. Those types of mounds.
No, the
Oh, we're talking about mounds of candy?
There's.
No,
I wish there weren't so many.
Jeez.
Oh,
Mounds
can I-
are here because mound builders were here, Chris.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Well, they were cryptids.
but why? Why did they build the mounds here? Is it because Ohio's a magical place?
No, I think
Chris-
they're just here. They were living here.
Okay.
Why do you shit at your grandparents' house? Because you live there.
There's a toilet.
I was gonna.
That's why the mound builders built their mounds here.
Because there's a toilet at your grandparents' house.
I understand
No.
that, but these people that believe that rivers are magical things and that Ohio is like in the middle of all these ley lines and rivers.
The span has gotten much shorter very quickly.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. But there's just there's so many one-off stupid bullshit stories in Ohio specifically where a guy saw a thing and people who just believe all that shit are like, see? And then I'm just like, it's probably because Ohio's fucking boring and people are just want attention.
Well, there was that one cryptid about that guy in Cleveland who had those 3 women chained up in his basement.
Oh, yes. The dog leash. What's his name?
Dog leash.
2 Chains?
Fuck.
Tupac?
Durst.
Fred
Fred
Durst?
No. Robert Durst. Is it Robert Durst?
I'm
I
not
have
sure.
no clue.
I put the women on the dog leash.
What?
He had him in his basement.
Okay.
There's also the Cleveland torso murderer.
Oh?
Who's that?
He only
Nobody
murdered
knows. They
torsos.
didn't catch him. People
Oh.
thought that maybe it was Jack the Ripper, literally, because it was around the same time.
Really?
They were just, I don't know. People also thought that
Sure.
H.H. Holmes was Jack the Ripper.
Sure. Jack the Ripper was killing prostitutes in Whitechapel, England, but he was also,
Also in
murdering
Cleveland.
torsos
And also in
Cleveland
Chicago.
at the same
Oh,
time.
Well, those
God.
could be believable. They're just, like a couple hours apart.
Ley lines. So the
Oh,
Cleveland
the ley
torso
lines.
murders.
Okay.
People like
Would they
torsos
have
were
had to
washing
go
up,
over a
washing up
river?
on Lake Erie, I think.
Uh-huh.
And people are like, "What the fuck are all these torsos doing here?"
Yeah.
I'm not missing my torso.
Could you-
Somebody is.
Could you imagine, like, you're just fucking walking, like, I
Christopher
assume, like,
Walken.
2 old couples, just like, getting their steps in for the morning. Like, they're in their fucking tracksuits. And they're like, wow, that's a human torso.
Great.
Jeez.
And
How
then
would
they
you
look,
feel?
And then they looked, that's what I'm asking. Then they
Honey,
look down.
I can't be around this. I don't want to be aroused right now.
You got the other couple that's like, oh, my blood sugar's going up.
Now it's a sign. It's a sign that I should leave you because I should not be seeing this right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd lose my head if I stayed with you.
Have any of you
Ah.
ever
Seen
seen
a torso?
a dead body
Yes.
At a funeral?
outside of the usual places?
Yes.
No.
Does Google Maps count?
In real life. I think I know
You
what
want-
you're talking about. I've seen that little Easter egg.
Oh, I've seen
Easter egg.
I've seen
There's a
plenty of
couple
dead
of 'em.
people. I've seen plenty of dead people in videos.
I in Bio 2
Mm-hmm.
in high school, we went to go see a cadaver.
Nice.
I mean, that's the normal place, though, isn't
I
it?
guess.
It's still a dead body, I'd say.
Have any of you ever stand by Mead?
No.
That's right. I think that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the movie. Have you just stumbled upon
Yeah,
a
yeah.
dead body?
Not people,
Yeah.
but I mean,
What's
I was
that
gonna say,
supposed
the
to
only-
mean?
you'll find
I
dead
mean,
deer.
Listen, dude, we had that one random dude shoot a deer in front of us.
That's true.
Yeah.
I can't answer this question without incriminating myself, so...
Oh.
Do you want to tell that story?
Um,
The story of Andy's wedding?
That's a bit of a monster quest.
Oh.
It was.
that
Was it?
dude, every bad thing led to another bad thing,
God
and then
damn.
it was like, all right, here we go.
Well, so in the week leading up to our friend Andy's wedding, my alternator in my car broke. And so my battery wouldn't recharge itself while I was driving. So the only solution that I decided to come up with was to just buy a battery charger. And whenever I got out of my car, I'd unhook my battery, take it inside, charge it on the charger, and then if I wanted to drive somewhere, Had to put the battery back in.
Holy shit.
It doesn't really
dude.
help if you have to stop at the place you're going for a long time.
Well, unfortunately, that's the only way you can get home, is if you stop for a long time.
Right.
Because it took like 8 hours to charge it.
Right.
And the day of Andy's wedding, I'm like, I'll probably be fine. So we get to the wedding, and then we get to the reception, and then John's like, hey, why don't we go back to my place, and
Watch Stranger Things.
we were going to watch Stranger Things.
Yep.
And John rode with Scott, and Chris rode with me. And Chris is trying to give me directions to John's house.
And I'm a dumbass.
And he gets me lost.
You didn't know how to get to my house from...
No, I did. I just forgot how the roads worked.
No, you didn't? Cody?
I was assured by Chris that this intersection was right here, and it was not. And so I drive all the way over into another town, get pulled over by the police because they were watching where the speed limit went from 35 to 25, and I guess I didn't slow down fast enough.
Those fucking schlucks.
They were, excuse me,
I don't know.
let's not throw out so many
Oh.
racial slurs there. I
The
guess
fucking blue bloods.
Oh my god.
They were Johnny on the spot catching people there. Thankfully, it was a dry
Johnny-
wedding.
Johnny on the spot, what the fuck's that supposed to mean?
It's a term used to describe asshole police officers.
I'm
A
offended.
very specific.
Let's call it Scotty on the spot.
Scotty on the spot.
Yeah, I'm not offended.
Now I'm more offended.
So I get pulled over. I use my good looks and silver
You got
tongue
those. You got that too.
to get out of a ticket. And then we start finding our way back to John's. Battery dies,
Yeah.
and we're
Oh.
just stuck on the side of the road.
I get a call while I'm in the McDonald's drive-thru line.
At home, basically.
Pretty much. I am a minute away from my house saying, hey, can you come get us? We're about 10 minutes away.
So we drop off my mom and sister and turn around and just go get Cody and Chris.
Chris, you're finishing this story. I want you to know. 3 of us have already been a part of this.
Yeah.
So we go to pick them up. Cody's dad was there to take the
Battery
Battery
home and
home.
recharge it.
and so everything ended happily with Cody's car.
Went back in the morning, got a new alternator.
Fantastic. So on the way home, it's getting dark.
It's sun's down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we're in Ohio on a back road in between towns. You know how it is. No streetlights. And it's funny I'm mentioning all of this because the road was actually quite popular. It was because of that popularity that we didn't see the baby deer
Trying to cross the road.
trying to cross the road
We saw-
moments before we approach it on the road. And we slammed that fucker right into the pavement.
Yeah,
I got-
it skid like 30 feet.
And
I had-
we all felt really bad.
Yeah.
I had Cody and Chris in the back seats. Cody, you were eating a cupcake, I think, for
I
the
was
wedding?
eating a cupcake, and I was very engrossed. I didn't see anything.
I
Scott
saw-
is in my passenger
Oh
seat.
no.
Oh.
and like probably like 100 yards away, we see the mother deer cross. And then like as we get closer, I see this baby deer come up. And I start to try to slow down, and it hops up in front of on the fucking road. And I'm like, oh. And Scott just says,
Oh
Uh,
no.
and who we
So I just hear you hit something, like slam on the brakes. I'm eating this cupcake, and I kind of like, you get to a stop, and I lean over. I'm like, "Did you hit a dog?"
so like
Oh, fuck.
so like the speed limit there was 55. I had slowed down to 35 was how much time I had to stop, which is a pretty significant difference. Because if it was 55, my car would have had some serious fucking problems.
Now, when I went to check, there was damage on the front end of your car, but you assured me that from that was previous times you had hit other things, and not from that night
Well,
or the deer.
well, some of it.
Yeah,
We did have to take off my
the license plate. Yeah.
The license plate was fucked.
Also, I realigned your car.
I was about to get to that.
Yeah.
And like this deer. So here we're hitting the gut wrenching part.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This deer, it didn't die right off the bat.
It was a little baby deer. Not like a little. I'd say probably.
It still had its spots.
Yeah, it still had
Yeah.
some spots. It
I
wasn't
think-
like a tiny little
I think
baby.
it was just getting ready to start maturing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was alive, and it was just kind of laying there. And I think it probably slid about like 30, 40 feet.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more, actually. And we went house to house trying to find somebody to help
Well,
us
you
out.
say house to house, there was like 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because we're on a
because we're country
road.
roads. And nobody's answering.
A passerby eventually showed up, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Called their boyfriend,
hmm
who had a gun.
I even tried to like call the cops to let them know, like, hey, I was gonna drag it off to the side, so it wasn't on the road anymore, and just say like, hey, there's a baby animal that we hit that's at near this address. Can you come by and put it out of its misery or something? Cops didn't even answer.
Yeah.
No.
I'm like,
So this Samaritan calls their boyfriend. Boyfriend comes with a gun to help dispatch the guy, and carries it to the side of the road and throws it in the weeds, and is like, can someone hold a light for me? And I'm like, I'll do it.
And the mother deer was watching.
yeah,
whole
the
time.
mother deer was just on the forest line.
Oh,
watching
really?
The whole time.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and keep in mind, we're all dressed like we just got back from a wedding.
I was
I
dressed
yeah.
normally.
Which is to say, Scott was
I
dressed
was
normally.
one of the groomsmen, so like, it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I had a bow tie on and everything.
Yeah, I did too. I had suspenders. And so
I look like a blues brother.
Oh
You
yeah,
did.
that's right.
Yeah.
You look like Bagogger.
Cody, in my memory,
Joggins.
Belushi.
Bagul.
What's his name?
Well,
Sod Knoppers.
No,
From-
you're talking about the lead singer of fucking
Blues
Blues,
Traveler.
Traveler. Oh my god, you fucking bitch.
from my memory now, since it's been so long, looking back at it, my memory tells me that you were just coming back from like a Bill Nye premiere.
Ooh, yeah. Premiere of what?
I was dressed pretty sharply.
You did look good. You did look
Yeah.
good.
And then we got home and watched Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, the rest of the car ride home was so quiet. And then like when we got back into town, Scott and I, because we're terrible people, I'm just like, it didn't even ragdoll.
God.
It just slid so far.
I haven't thought about it since.
I have.
I know you have. And it's one of those things where it's a faultless crime. It's not even a crime. It's a faultless incident.
Accident.
Yeah.
And I don't feel bad. You shouldn't feel bad. No one should feel bad.
It's unfortunate.
But like,
It's just a deer.
Yeah.
my job doesn't give me enough mental stimulation to keep my mind from wandering. So I'll just be stocking cans to shelves, and then suddenly I just see the scene all over again and the deer there, and I'm just like, fuck.
Do you have other memories you can think about?
You know,
No.
None that are happier.
and just reruns of Monsterquest.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't have any happy memories about D&D? This insulting little fuck.
What about your best friend Scott?
No, none that come up.
This
That's how
insulting
depression
little
works,
fuck.
John.
You know, my worst memory of that night is the fact that you didn't bag and tag the deer.
Yeah, it was yours.
I thought
It was
about
yours.
that.
Yeah.
You should have just thrown it in the trunk.
What is there like
I
a
didn't have room
veal
in my
but for
trunk.
deer?
No, it's just all venison.
Well, I mean, veal is young beef.
Yeah,
Is that a thing? For
I'm
deer, too?
sure there is.
maybe. I don't know.
So,
Actually.
I didn't really have room in the trunk of my car.
Oh,
And also...
another body?
Maybe. Also, I didn't want to take a chance on getting blood on a rented suit.
Oh, good point. Good point.
I would have dragged it.
So, Anyways, a couple days later, when I was on the highway, I realized that my car was no longer veering to the right.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And
great.
the night of, my parents were like, "Oh, you don't actually have to have a front license plate in Ohio." I'm like, Whoa.
Little miracle.
God
Praise
damn it.
be to the grass man.
you little fucker.
He's probably
God
the one
bless
that
your soul.
he's probably the one that scared the deer out into
Yeah.
the road. Have you ever put your license plate back
It
on?
is a
No.
Okay.
It is a common tactic of the grass people
Person.
to grab a young fawn
Fawn.
and fuck them into submission.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow,
yes.
Chris.
That's
that
not how I
almost
thought
could have
that
been
sentence
you.
was gonna end.
Yeah.
A young foal.
Ooh, doxed.
Yep.
Yep.
He doxed me. He doxed me last episode.
See, I
Did
thought.
Yeah.
We're all getting doxxed. I think I'm the only one who's not.
No, I just said your name.
Well, my
Then-
last name.
No, you didn't.
He did.
I did not.
He did.
Now they have to watch the other episode again to see
Fuck,
if they
dude.
can find it.
Listen, that was smooth. You just got that episode one more
It was
view.
when I called Scientology
Oh,
a
yeah.
cult.
Did I?
You made a.
Oh,
bit,
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
They are a cult.
See, I thought you were going for that's a common tactic of the grass people to scare deer to run into the road, kind of like how seagulls will drop like clams and things and let them get run over by cars.
I didn't know that was a
I don't
strategy.
know.
What's the end goal?
To eat the clam.
To open it up.
Well, I meant of the grass person.
Oh,
Oh, to eat the
to
deer.
fuck the fawn.
Oh, I thought.
Oh, yes, both.
Wow.
They're necrophiliacs.
I would have thought that they would have scared the deer into
Man.
the road to crash the car so that they could eat the people and or
Oh.
fuck them.
Yeah.
If I was just
That is
maybe
how
in
they
that order.
procreate.
dude, if I
By
was just
eating people?
Yes.
I don't know if I would be able to handle this new reality if I'm just like driving to work one day through the fucking back roads and I look over in this field and there's just this giant man-like creature chasing down a fucking doe. and it grabs it. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And I just see
crash into its baby.
You know what?
And then the grassman's partner pulls you out of your car and drives away.
He just takes the car. That's what he
oh
wants.
yes.
They want to be. They just want to be people.
Well, so they can't run as fast as the deer, so they need to steal cars to drive through country roads to hit deer with the
Right,
cars.
right.
except for the one that was chasing the one through the open field to distract me.
Well, it was just a diversion tactic
Oh,
to get your
yeah.
eyes off the road.
Yeah.
If a grass person took over your life, we'd barely notice.
Maybe you could be a grass person, we not even know it.
Pretty sure the grass person was the one who stole my social number. So
Oh.
Oh,
They
Wait,
run
have a
cults
cult
now?
too?
no, I
Jesus.
don't think they're actually a cult.
Oh,
I think they're just taking
he's
my
just
identity.
a fraud. He's
Yeah.
he's a fraudster.
Scott, you always say like it's always a sandhill crane.
Oh yeah, it is
Every
always
every
every
cryptid
cryptid
is just the same
hill.
crane.
literally only ever heard him say that once.
I
Yeah,
thought,
I
no,
always
what?
say it.
On a previous episode of the
Yeah.
podcast.
No.
Every second of the day, I'm saying that.
So, but like when I heard about the Ohio Grassman, it was literally like, oh, some city person who doesn't hunt went on a hike and saw
A
somebody's
bush.
somebody's like camoed hunting
suit.
blind
Oh,
and
the
and someone
blind.
in a ghillie suit and was like, oh my god.
I don't think hunters actually wear ghillie suits. That's like an army.
I think
thing.
they've
You know
become
who
more popular.
do wear ghillie suits? People who go play fucking airsoft.
Yeah,
Airsoft wars.
they absolutely do. You know who else plays airsoft? Kyle Rundgren. What's his name?
Is that Todd
Wow.
Rundgren's brother or something?
Reesenden? The guy who shot those people.
Rittenhouse?
Oh, Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse.
There we go.
Rundgren.
Good lord.
He loves airsoft.
I bet. I feel like he's upgraded though. He'd probably be into paintball now.
Probably.
I don't like the thought of being shot at, so I'm not into those things.
We used to do airsoft at
things.
your house.
A little bit. We never got
Dude.
ghillie suit devoted
Yeah,
to it.
No, we didn't.
No.
I remember we also did a little bit of airsoft at my house, at my parents' house.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my all-time favorite memories happened when I'm hiding behind the shed and I turn real fast. I just like aim, shoot, and I hit somebody. And I just hear Andy say, "Oh, my knee!" I turned, shot, went immediately right back, and I quietly cocked the shotgun, turn around, shoot again. I just hear again. I back up against the wall, and I just hear, "Oh, my other knee!" I I turn around, and he's just laying on the ground, like
Incapacitated.
Oh, man.
fetal position, holding both his kneecaps, and I shoot him a third time.
Jesus Christ!
I hit him in the butt,
Wow.
and then I ran away. I don't even think he knows it was me. to this day, I don't even think he knows it was me.
Oh
Wow.
man.
That's hardcore.
There was another time where
Oh.
Kyle was just like Terminator walking towards me, and I was running to the back of the field, and I did this like sick power slide in my head, and I like turned around on the ground, and he's like, "You know I can still see you, right?" And then I accidentally shot him in the mask,
Oh.
and I'm like, and then he ran away. It was great.
And then he ran away.
Yeah.
I think Kyle is the person out of all of us that would be the most Terminator.
What do you mean?
Like
a school shooter?
no, no.
Like a robot?
yeah, Kyle's
Oh.
like a robot.
All right.
Okay.
Sure.
Man,
Can I be a robot?
No,
it really is doing something to this turtle painting. We need to get pictures of this.
we can get some acid.
This is
not-
absolutely
it's not
incredible.
It's not that compelling to me.
It's absolutely. I mean, I think these lights are pulling the concussion out of me.
That's a good question. Do you want your old lights back?
Not really.
Or do you just want to keep these? I'll give you the remote.
Please.
See, the thing is, the shine on the turtle painting reflects the far light there, and then all the white space that isn't shining
Yeah.
reflects this one. So
I'm
it has a
the
double
best thing about
effect.
this is that the audience definitely knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
My favorite part is when it's like, actually about right now, where those two lights are blue and that one's red, and it looks like you two are in like Blade Runner.
Ooh, I love that
Ooh,
movie.
Okay.
Dude,
Can I be the lady from the beginning?
Can I
Deckard
be Dolph
Cain?
Lundgren?
Oh.
I do think that these lights
That's
bring
not
out
his
the
name.
bad of me because like my head has been so fuzzy
Yeah.
after like 10 minutes
In
of
a
this.
good way?
It's a weird
It's
little
a
trick.
way. It's a way.
Something.
Ah.
This is probably why people get colorful lights
And
and then
raves.
raves, sure.
Like when Chris was like explaining things with his hands and like just like a lot of movement, there was a little bit of blur for me.
Oh my god.
Well, there is that phenomenon. Maybe you're experiencing it, where if you're just in a dim light and in a dim room, rather, and you're staring at a person's face, like it works the best on a mirror. If you're just
Mhm.
looking into a mirror and the lights are dim, like you can literally start to see the features warp.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That time that I did hard cocaine.
I don't think you have to.
Yeah, I think
No,
it was
that's
just the
a
dim
lie.
light that
Yeah.
you
That's
needed.
a lie. It was powdered.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sinus infection. How deep are we, huh?
I mean, you've still got a couple of minutes to scrape
Oh.
by.
Okay, well, that's fine, that's
Oh.
fine. Because we kind of just like talked about the main event of the D&D game tonight,
Sure.
and
Really more the climax.
I was gonna say that was the big thing. That remote, was that what you forgot 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Well, the remote and the mirror shades.
Ah,
Oh.
gotcha.
Good thing we
Gotcha.
are slow assholes, I guess.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the pacing that you had tonight.
Thank you.
I don't think it's easy to pull off 2 combat sessions and not feel like all we did was combat.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that was a good job. You did a hard lore dump that felt interesting.
Well, that's good. I feel like I threw in enough shiny things to keep you interested in hearing more about the lore.
Yeah.
I used 2 of those shiny things to buff the enemy.
I mean, if Kyle, if you listen to this, I apologize. I'm not shit talking you or anything. I much prefer the way you present loot to us.
Yeah.
Kyle is the DM of our other game, which is Cody's brother.
Yeah.
And the way Kyle presents loot, like we're going through a dungeon right now, and
We're going through a massive
a
dungeon.
huge dungeon, and it's just kind of like after all the enemies have been taken care of, we roll the room, and he gives us this huge list of shit,
Yeah.
and that's all it is to me. Because I'll look through it and like, oh, okay, some boxes, ammo.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, here's a bunch of gold, here's some scrolls and potions, and it doesn't really mean anything to me. It doesn't feel like I found it.
Yeah.
And like I'm also sitting here like there is so much shit here that like I don't care to take all of it.
Yeah.
Like why would we
How
take all
could
this?
we?
How much room do we even have in our fucking bag of holding?
Yeah.
Which you don't have anymore.
In your game.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
But the stuff in your game feels interesting. Like we know very little about.
I'm so curious to see what these. So we found little gems that were the size of grains of rice, and one bag was filled with red ones, one bag was filled with blue ones.
Yes.
And I'm so curious what they do. We don't know what they could possibly do. All we know is that they are like not of this world.
Well, I think I have a little bit of an idea,
Ooh.
just because of the short story that you made for us
Yeah.
of Balkner and Sven
That
being
it was
out there.
previous items that
And, like,
went
yeah.
in.
The previous items that got sucked into the astral sea got turned into like dust, like these little finite gems.
See, I was about to start freaking out because you said we opened that little box.
Mm-hmm.
So we found a little box in some room in an armory, and Reese, John's character, could see that there was something magical inside the little wooden box. So we open it up, and there's two bags, one smaller, one bigger. And I thought they made their own bag of holding. That's what I thought was going to
Yeah.
happen.
Questions.
Mm.
It is. I do like that you picked up that the crystals, the red and blue crystals that you picked up, were the same ones that I referenced in that short story.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
if
didn't
you guys,
remember
Did you guys pick that up?
I thought maybe
No.
I was thinking when you mentioned they were grains of sand or something, like grains of rice rather. I thought, oh, maybe it's like those, but then I don't remember them being red and blue in the short story you wrote.
They were red and yellow in the short story.
Maybe I was just focusing on the yellow part, but even then, you did say,
There were xanthan
yeah.
ones.
Xanthus.
Xanthus.
Yeah.
Crimson, Xanthus, and Azure.
Either way, that like I thought of it briefly, and it left me because I'm like, that can't be it. I don't think that's it because I was like, I don't even really understand why that exists.
Yeah.
And so I thought, oh, maybe they could like it could be like asteroid mining, but in the astral sea, where they were like hopping over, getting just neat stuff, and then coming back and then using it as, I don't know what the hell they're doing with it.
Questions.
This reminds me. Doesn't have to be related to the podcast. Actually, it's not related to the podcast, but I'm going to say it anyways. I want to talk to you about some things going on in Reese's head.
Right now?
Not right now.
Okay.
Not in front of these two schmucks.
We'll leave.
Oh, will you?
Why not you record it? He'll edit it, hear it all,
No.
and then I'll listen to it.
No.
All right. Well,
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, we could just keep recording and leave it in the podcast, but then you guys would hear it, and everybody else would hear it too.
yeah.
Everybody else would
You
hear
wouldn't
it.
want colon sausages to hear it, would you?
I don't really mind about colon sausages hearing it.
Okay.
But he would still edit it, and then he would still...
Well, it's not like he actually listens to it.
Yeah, did you
Yeah,
hear what he
yeah,
did with the last
you
episode?
fucking terrible editor, piece of shit.
You're,
That being said, we're at the end of the podcast, and I'm curious if you commenters, please comment. I love when you comment, and you like, and you subscribe. Would
hey,
you be interested in D&D content?
we're at 1,600 subs, guys. We're a little bit over already, but
Mhm.
that is just crazy. To
We're
me.
almost at 400 videos.
Like, would you guys be interested in making D&D content?
Oh, you're asking us now?
I've thought about it.
Yeah,
Probably
you-
not in like a
Typical fashion.
not like a live streamed long
Yeah,
form.
like
I don't think we have
thing.
the kind of setup that could perform
I
that.
don't think we do either.
But I've often thought about just recording my musings, DMing for the first time, and like the lessons that I've learned, and things that I've tried that have worked, and things that I've done that haven't worked, and regrets I've had, so that other DMs won't make the same mistakes, or might be able to improve their games. I've
How-
often thought about doing a series like that.
How silly would it be if we do this drama thing, where like I feel like we've already joked about it a little bit, where like there's low key a competition between us,
Yeah.
and then like for like this specific episode, like it just cuts to me later in this room where the lights are still going off, and it's like, did he really fucking just replace my light bulbs? This guy. So I can't even fathom. You've crossed the line. And
So-
It's like a Real Housewives
Yeah,
show
yeah.
where we're just doing cutaway interviews.
No,
I don't know if I said this in the podcast. So our two principal DMs in this group are John and Cody. Currently, we're running Cody's game, but John's game is right around the corner once we finish
Right around the corner.
fighting these snake bitches. And I made the analogy at one point that in a nuclear arms race of DMs, the players win.
Mm-hmm.
And I really get the impression that that's what's happening.
That is incredibly accurate, and we win half the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Honestly-
one of us is going to be the player.
Exactly. So, like, really, nobody loses here.
I just imagine.
Except for when you're the DM.
It's just delayed gratification, though.
I think we're gonna realize who loses when
It doesn't hit.
I try to do this and it just fucking flops.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, grab the table, fucking flip it over.
Well,
Everybody leave but Justin.
I was
It very nearly flopped tonight.
it very nearly flopped. I was definitely feeling the moment
I tried to
slip away.
sabotage.
Was that what it was?
No, I'm just kidding. It's crazy that it worked right after.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, that was just how everything played out.
Great.
I would never do that to you.
It was
Oh, I
a
appreciate
fantastic
that.
moment. Well crafted, cinematic
Yeah.
is what I will say.
There's just like, I don't know, I'm not creative in very many senses of the word.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Yeah, you are.
I don't feel very creative at all.
Shut the fuck up. You're awesome.
He didn't say I was.
But
Creative.
sometimes I just have like flashes of inspiration.
I'm creative. I'm just bad at it.
My...
English major.
Sorry. It takes me back to our two descriptions of us in pain. Where I'm like, yeah, Reese is getting cut open and then healed just as quickly just to be cut open again. And you're like, I'm okay.
You promised the poem.
Was that a promise?
Was that during the last episode?
It was 2 episodes ago.
Oh, well, we can't hold him to that.
I'm mad. I'm
Well,
upset.
I'm fine with just reading it. He wants to do this whole like.
I
thing.
also want that.
I also want
I
that.
just. I.
Who are you talking about?
Oh.
Someone else here?
Oh my god. Cody also wants to do that.
Yes.
Do we want to do that at my parents' fireplace?
Yes.
Where the other one was?
Yeah.
Where we had like the fire. and
It was
everything.
my
You
computer.
can stoke the fire. That was probably one of my favorite things in the world.
What are you guys doing tonight? You guys busy?
No.
Not
We don't have the prop.
Oh,
yeah.
that's also true.
Yeah.
missing equipment.
Yeah.
Well, maybe another day then.
We
I
could
guess
make
I'm
a
not
last minute
gonna-
run to Walmart. It's closed.
And the Arizona cult stole all your slush funds.
Oh,
Is that just going to be part of the podcast
Yeah.
canon now?
Yeah.
John doesn't have any
yeah.
money because he was bilked out of it by a cult in Arizona.
Oh man, I loved that thumbnail.
Thank you.
You'll never
That was
see it.
actually
That was
pretty
great.
good.
I will say I prefer the thumbnails like I harken back to my all-time favorite thumbnail, which is Dog-Faced Man. I love when you do the weird trace and it makes him look disgusting over like Shulk or whoever.
I didn't trace that dog.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying is I love when you do that, but I really love when you make an original creation that
Yeah,
looks
I
grungy.
love your
and
original
nasty.
creations.
Oh, the one of the Charlie Kelly.
Yeah.
Just looks so disgusting.
His hair is the most incorrect thing I've ever seen.
Wow,
Oh, but I do love it. I love it.
It's absolutely incredible. So what?
Also, the name of that last episode was really confusing. It was called "Welcome to the Family," and in the thumbnails, like "You'll never see your family again." I don't know what's happening.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
welcome-
it was like a cult.
Yeah, I got it,
You're
but
in this family
it's
now.
mixed
you know,
messages.
like the thing we were talking
there's
about.
mixed messages. With you'll never see your family again, but hey, welcome to your family.
Your new family. Your new Arizona family.
Welcome to the family, son. Well,
Anyway,
let's go ahead and park this one, guys.
Oh, okay, we're pretty
in
far
the
in.
harbor.
We just kind of talk until everything feels too awkward to continue, and
Yeah.
then we just say goodbye.
That's usually what occurs. We could just stop recording.
Let's do that.
Goodbye, everybody.
You're not supposed to say bye. We're just supposed to.